So here what we're going to do is we're going to go into the course and I'm going to show you how the course works.
So here we are in our Airspace for All Pilots course. Okay, we're going to go down here. Now as we notice as we get into the course here, we can expand. We've got different stages here. As we look at that, we can see how in this first stage, Airspace Introduction, notice how in our stage 1, where we go over Class G uncontrolled airspace and Class, we've got a number of different lessons here, going over some of the specifics here to really give us a total understanding of our Class G uncontrolled and Class E airspace. Okay, so we're going to go back up here. We're going to go into our introduction, airspace. We're going to head right into that. Okay, now notice here for our assignment, read the Pilot's Handbook Aeronautical Chapter 15, only page 15-1, the introduction. So as we're going in here, all we're looking at here is our introduction. Now, the way this is arranged is in a logical order. We read different parts of the book at different times. I don't think the FAA did a very good job at putting everything in a logical order to learn. We go in, we read our Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautical book, watch the video below, and it's very simple here. We just click on the video, it plays right away. We've also got a little downloadable PDF. This goes over all the possible airspaces so you can see where you're going as you go and check those off as you go. It's a good checklist here for the whole course. Then when we finish the reading and the video, we go down here. We've got a quiz. So we're going to go into the quiz. We're going to take that airspace introduction. As we can see here, we've only got 2 questions here. Why does the national airspace become so complex and important to understand? Any government massive, well, that may be true, but not necessarily. For the safety of all, we'll call that a correct answer. What is used to understand what the airspace is? So we're going to give a wrong answer here so we can see a typical street map. That's not going to tell us much. We're going to finish our quiz. As we can see here, we've only got 1 of the 2 questions right, 50%. Now, unfortunately, that's not good enough. We need a 70% to pass. We go and we can view the questions. We can go down here. Now, from these questions, we can actually learn. We can see our first question is green. Our second question, we can learn that the sectional chart is what you really look at. So since we missed that, since we didn't pass that quiz, we need to go back and do this again. Now here we can see over on the left, we've basically got a nice roadmap of where we are and what we're doing. You can see we're in airspace introduction. Again, so we're going to go right and we can click on the airspace quiz. And we're back to our question here. Question 1, why has the National Airspace System become so complex and important to understand? For the safety of all, we go to our next question. What is used to understand where the airspace is? We know that's a sectional chart. We learned that from before, and we also saw this in both our video and our reading. I'm going to finish that quiz, and you can see how here we've got 100%. Now in this particular quiz, we've only got 2 questions here, but some of the quizzes get longer if there's a lot more information. But here we can just go ahead and click here to continue, and we need to, since we're done with this, we're going to mark complete. Since we've accomplished that, now once we've done that, it brings us right into our next lesson here. And we can see for this stage here, we've got a number of different lessons. These are all broken out to keep them somewhat simple as we go. But again, we're going to go into our airspace lesson 1, Class G uncontrolled airspace and Class E controlled airspace. Click on that. We go in, we read the Pilot's Handbook of Aeronautics Chapter 15, page 15.2, Class E airspace through 15.3 Class G airspace. Again, 5.2. Here we're starting with our simple airspace rather than going to our complex airspace. So we move from the simple to the complex. The way the FAA does it, they move to the complex to the simple. So you would read Class E controlled and down to Class G. So that's what you'd read there. So it tells you what to read in the book. And we can continue on, and now we're going to actually watch the video. And if you want to watch the video before you do the reading assignment, you can do that. That's up to you. But again, the video is pretty simple. We just click on that and that runs. And that runs, we watch that. Now we're ready for the quiz since we've been through that. So again, we would end up going through the quiz. Now, you notice actually we've got 13 questions in this particular section. So again, we would go through our quiz, make sure we're doing good with that, continue on, and we can see where we're at here. Our stage 0, just our introduction, we've already been through that. And now we've been through our lesson here, and we're on this quiz. So we can hit Airspace Lesson 2, Cloud Clearances. And again, you can also hit continue when you finish your lessons and continue on that way, or come back here. So you got a number of ways to navigate through the course here. You're just going to go through all your different stages here. Here we have airspace tower control. Now notice how we have our uncontrolled airspace, our simple stuff here. Then we go to our towered airspace. Then we go to our special use airspace. And then we go to our other airspace. So really, a lot of the work here is understanding our Class G uncontrolled, Class G controlled, and our towered airspace. And then we move down through all of our special use and other. And that covers all your airspace. So essentially, you just work your way all the way down through here till you get to the end. Once you complete all the lessons and the quizzes successfully, you've got a nice pilot certificate here showing your completion. So there we go. So that shows you how to use your Airspace for All Pilots e-learning course.